Hello, and welcome to the Collegian News. I'm Melissa Ramirez.
And I'm Clary Quesada.
Mr. Amigo 2010 Carlos Cuevas took the audience's breath away with his romantic boleros during a ceremony Thursday morning in the Set B lecture hall. Clary Quesada was there.
Carlos Cuevas, the king of bolero, captivated the hearts of about 200 people who gathered Thursday morning in the Set B lecture hall to welcome him as the honoree of Brownsville's Mr. Amigo Association. UTB TSC Provost Alan Artebis highlighted the significance of Cuevas' romantic music and its impact on the Mexican-American culture.
There is no better time than February, the month of love, for us to host the King of Bolero. Our own talented students and faculty in our award-winning music program have taught us how to appreciate the skill and dedication it takes to become a world-class performer.
Cuevas said he is glad to receive the recognition by the Mr. Amigo Association.
Para mí es un honor estar en este templo de la sabiduría, donde yo estoy seguro que tantos egresados van a salir de aquí para ser campeones en la vida. Agradezco este reconocimiento y pues no me queda más que decirles que vengo como embajador de la música a regalarles mis canciones y mis boleros. Muchísimas gracias otra vez.
Among the many talents of the university performing during Thursday's evening were Mariachi Scorpión, who sang Acá Entre Nos by Vicente Fernández, El Gabalancillo by Saúl Vera, Grupo Folclórico Tizatlán danced El Sinaloense and El Toro Mambo, and the San Benito High School Conjunto Estrella performed Emilio Navarez's Como Le Haré. The 3- and 4-year-old students of the Raúl J. Guerra Childhood Center, however, stole the show. Toward the end of the ceremony, Mr. Amigo was asked to sing to the audience. The crowd roared after Cuevas performed a rendition of Juan Gabriel Se Me Olvidó Otra Vez and José Alfredo Jiménez's No Volveré.
No me he querido ir para ver si algún día que tú quieras volver me encuentres todavía, por eso aún estoy.
Earlier in the day, 22 brightly decorated golf carts representing UTB TSC's departments and student organizations cruised from Arnulfo L. Oliveira Memorial Library to the Set B Lecture Hall in a parade. The carts were decorated with crepe and papier-mâché flowers, sombreros, sarapes, and red, white, and green pennants. For the Collegian News, I'm Clary Quesada. Here's Daniel Beltran with the Student of the Week.
Hello, we are here with the UTB CSC Student of the Week, Ms. Rodriguez. Could you please tell me what is your major and classification?
Yes, I'm majoring in psychology and I am a senior.
What is your GPA?
My GPA is a 3.9.
Why did you choose UTB TSC?
Well, here the university was very close to where I'm from. I live in Mercedes and it was just very convenient to come close by. I didn't feel like I was ready to move out to a big university. And so, the first 2 years I thought if I can transfer if I'd like to, but after my freshman and sophomore year here, I really liked the psychology department and I decided to stay.
What are your short and long-term goals?
Okay. My short-term goal is to, graduate in May, finish up my coursework so I can get my bachelor's in psychology and my associate's in social work. And my long-term goal is to hopefully be accepted into either a master's or doctoral program in clinical psychology. And so that's my long-term goal, to hopefully finish one of those degrees and be able to look for a job in clinical psychology.
What is your favorite class?
My favorite class would have to be abnormal psychology, because being interested in clinical psychology and research in that field, abnormal psychology was really able to teach me the applied setting of psychology, that is clinical psych. And so I really enjoyed that class. The professor, Dr. Huerta, was great. She's very interactive in her classes, and I had a lot of fun taking that class.
What lesson have you learned here in the university that has changed your mind about something?
Before in high school, I was accustomed to our counselors letting me know that, you can apply for this scholarship, this or that. And as an undergraduate at UTB, I really learned that you have to take it into your own matters as a college student to look for what will benefit you. For instance, I knew I wanted to pursue a doctorate program early on as a freshman or sophomore. So I, got on the internet, looked for internships, scholarships, different opportunities like that. And so for the summer, I completed an internship at the University of Pennsylvania in their clinical psychology department. So it was really able to provide me with a hands-on experience that I wanted to, and to see if I really want to pursue that area. So just taking it into your own hands to see what can you find that will benefit you and suit you for what your goals are.
What are your hobbies?
My hobbies, so I've been a musician for maybe 15 years now, and so I enjoy playing the French horn, the trumpet. Most of my friends are also musicians, and so I enjoy performing with them or just practicing with them, cook out and performing or something, and hanging out with my family and my friends, listening to classical music.
Please tell us an anecdote about your life.
Anecdote. Okay, well, most students that know me probably would not think I would have done this, but freshman year during midterms, finals, especially finals, I missed a lot of my exams because of scheduling. So I don't know, I thought I had the right date and time for certain exams, but it just wasn't like that. I would show up to the wrong class at the wrong time, or studied for the wrong exam. So yeah, that was my anecdote.
Well, Ms. Rodriguez, thank you very much for sharing your experiences with us. For the Collegian News, I'm Daniel Beltran.
More than 50 people gathered on campus Wednesday to remember UTB TSC student Santiago Bernal, who died February 19th. Christine Cavazos has the story.
Family and friends remember Santiago Bernal as a happy person who loved fishing and soccer.
More than 50 people gathered Wednesday in the Rose Garden behind Gorgas Hall to pay their respects to the family of the UTB TSC student who was killed February 19 at the La Estancia apartment complex. Bernal, 21, of Monterrey, Mexico, was an international student and a freshman business major, according to university officials. He was also a graduate of Harlingen's Marine Military Academy. Mari Fuentes Martin, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, said university officials were told of the incident the same day he died. According to a Brownsville Police Department report, police arrived and found a man inside an apartment with an apparent stab wound around 4:25 a.m. Eddie Garcia, spokesman for the Brownsville Police Department, told the Collegian Wednesday that the person who stabbed Bernal is a 23-year-old man. Garcia could not say whether the man was a UTB TSC student. No charges have been filed in the incident. During Wednesday's ceremony, Bernal's parents, Juan Pablo Bernal and Sachiko Razo de Bernal, and his two brothers were present. Bernal's roommate, Guillermo Zorrilla, talked about Bernal's love for soccer and fishing.
También conocí los gustos de Santiago y tuve el placer de compartirlos con él. El fin de semana se había vuelto una obligación el ver los juegos de Monterrey y gritar el nombre de Chupete al anotar un gol o decirle cosas a Denigris porque la volvió a fallar. Fútbol no era su única pasión. La actividad que disfrutaba más era el ir de pesca. Siempre nos contaba de sus paseos y viajes con su padre a la hora de ir a pescar. De hecho, él fue quien me enseñó a pescar, siempre teniéndome paciencia y dedicación para que lo hiciera bien.
The Reverend Armand Matthew ended the ceremony with prayer. Bernal's family and friends dropped white rose petals in the garden's fountain in memory of Bernal.
For the Collegian News, I'm Christine Cavazos.
La ceremonia de encuentro binacional se llevó a cabo el jueves en el Puente Internacional Gateway. Héctor Aguilar nos informa.
Durante el evento del 24 de febrero se reunieron representantes de ambas partes de la frontera para establecer sus lazos de amistad. Cada año se elige a un ciudadano mexicano para fomentar la unión entre las dos naciones. José Camacho, presidente de la asociación Mister Amigo, comentó en qué se basaron para elegir a Carlos Cuevas.
Cuando se habla de boleros, se habla de romanticismo, se habla de amor, y eso es lo que él promueve amor, promueve amistad con su música.
Carlos Cuevas, quien estuvo presente en la ceremonia, dijo estar halagado de recibir este reconocimiento.
Una gran alegría, un gran honor. Los artistas somos embajadores de la música. Por lo tanto, me siento muy halagado de que me haya hecho favor de dar este reconocimiento, porque eso es lo que traigo: música, amor, paz y felicidad a Brownsville.
El alcalde de la ciudad de Bronzeville, Pat Ahumada, y el presidente municipal de Matamoros, Alfonso Sánchez Garza, intercambiaron regalos y hablaron de la unión de las dos naciones. Al concluir la ceremonia, Cuevas le mandó un mensaje a los estudiantes de UTB TSC antes de dirigirse al campus.
Estudiar, estudiar y estudiar. El aprender te enriquece y te faculta para hacer muchas cosas en la vida.
Para el Collegian, soy Héctor Aguilar.
Here's Daniel Beltran with this week's Club Spotlight.
Hello, we are here with the members of the Alpha Chi Honor Society, including its president, Ms. Rodriguez. Ms. Rodriguez, could you please tell me what's the purpose of the club?
Yes, the purpose of this club is to promote and recognize the students that have outstanding academic achievement, and basically it's the top 10% of students at UTB that have about a GPA of 3.5, and overall Alpha Chi wants to promote scholarship and integrity among students.
When was it established?
It was established in 1977, so it's been around for quite a while, about 30 years.
How many members do you have in the club?
Yes, currently we have 164 members here on campus that are active, and most of them include juniors and seniors and a few graduate students.
Who's your advisor?
So Dr. Mimosa Stevenson was the advisor for the majority part of the 30 years, but currently we have Dr. John Newman as our primary advisor and Ms. Ellen Newman as our assistant sponsor.
Ms. Stevenson, does the club perform community service?
In some years, the club does perform community service. We have been active in such activities as zoo, fundraisers and activities for children. But this year, I don't believe we have performed community service.
When and where does the club meet?
The club always meets once a year in the student union to have an initiation in the fall, and for many, many years we've had an initiation also in the spring, and then we normally have a scholarly meeting when we usually have a lecture to present to the student body.
Do members have to pay any dues?
Yes, members pay $50 dues, $35 of that goes to the national organization, and the rest is local dues.
If a student wants to know more about this club, whom should they contact and how?
They need to contact Dr. Jack Newman. His email address is john.g.newman@utb.edu, and his phone number is 882-7479, and he can answer questions.
For the Collegian News, I'm Daniel Beltran.
And with your Scorpion Sports, Louis Vera.
The UTB TSC Scorpion golf teams and 11 other teams endured gale force winds at the Senator Eddie Lucio Golf Invitational at the South Padre Island Golf Course in Laguna Vista. The Scorpions men's and women's teams battled through the difficult conditions and were both able to earn third place in their respective divisions. Nationally ranked Texas Wesleyan University and Lubbock Christian University won the men's and women's divisions. On the diamond, the Scorpion baseball team has hit a small offensive lull, dropping 2 games, including the Battle of the Orange, against the University of Texas Pan American. UTPA scored early, scoring 2 runs, but UTB TSC was never able to get out of its offensive funk until the 6th inning, when the Scorpions scored 3 runs from 2 mishaps from the UTPA Bronx. After the UTPA runs in the following inning, UTB TSC could never answer back.
Offensively, we've got some work to do. They were straight challenging us with the fastball, and we weren't hitting it. We definitely have some work to do there. But I was happy with I'm not happy, but tough one to swallow. It's always tough to lose. And 1-run game. We played good defensively. We pitched well. We had a drop strike 3 that cost us a run, and a double play ball that we didn't turn that cost us another run. So, if we play perfect defensively, chances are we give ourselves opportunity to come out on top. But at the end of the day, we've got to score more than 3 runs.
For the Collegian News, I'm Louis Vera.
Here's Annette Cardona with this week's What's Your Beef?
Every week we ask students what beef they have with school, life, and politics. Here's what some had to say.
So UTB TSC were together for a 99-year contract, and they recently voided it in order they believe TSC is better off at handling it themselves. And so I don't really have much of an opinion about it. It seems like a really bad idea. It seems like UTB and TSC's union has got a lot of cool stuff. You know, a lot of good stuff's come from it, and I don't see a compelling reason to end it, and I don't think a compelling reason was given by those trustees who voted against the union.
One of the problems for academicalizing for the business is that they really are not informed, and that they hold meetings during hours of operation when they're supposed to be taking care of students. I came one time and it was during the hours of operation, and they told me that that the personnel were at a meeting and only the secretary, which is a student, was there, and she didn't know what to do.
That's all the beat for this week. For the Collegian News, I'm Rene Cardona.
Well, that's it for the Collegian News. Thank you for joining us, and tune in next time.
I'm Melissa Ramirez.
And I'm Clary Quesada.
We now leave you with highlights from the Mr. Amigo ceremony.
Have a great day.